Alright, so the Arabic names of Sumeru, yeah, okay. Let's start with the playable characters in this video, and I think I will make more videos because there's a lot of Arabic names in Sumeru. So, from the very beginning, just a little disclaimer here. Arabic is read and written from the right to the left, so any comparisons I make on screen, just keep that in mind, that the letters are sort of reversed. From English to Arabic, it's a little like mirrored. Anyway, not all of the names in Sumeru are of Arabic origin. Some of them are of Turkish origins, some Persian, etc. So I won't always be familiar with them. I won't always know how to pronounce them. However, the Arabic names, especially if I find the written Arabic, like let's say there's a name that I'm not familiar with, but it is of Arabic origin and I found it written in Arabic with the critical marks and everything, I will be able to pronounce that. But just a little disclaimer, if there's anything else, I will mention it anyway. Like, this is of Persian origin, so I'm not sure of its pronunciation, etc. I'm going to mention that. And also, please don't stress yourselves out over the correct pronunciation or the origin pronunciation, since you're not trying to make fun of anyone, because I've met a lot of people in the community who feel bad because they can't pronounce a name. I know it might sound unbelievable, but I met people like that. It's true. And it's okay, just try to pronounce it. Like, if you really care about that, try the original pronunciation once or twice, and however it comes out of your mouth, however your tongue pronounces it, that's the correct way for you. But you don't have to stress yourself out. I mean, Arabic language has a lot of difficult syllables that don't exist in English at all, like dod and ta and qaf. But that's okay, there is substitutes in English for these letters anyway, so you can just use those, and yeah, it's okay. So yeah, let's begin. I made a video before about Tighnari, Haitham, and Nahida, but I made a couple mistakes with Haitham and Nahida. However, the Tighnari section of that video went too deep into the history of the name, where it came from, the origin of it, all of that. I'm not gonna do that in this video, so if you wanted to go deeper with the name, go check that video. I will leave a link to it below, because many in the community believe that Tighnari's name and his whole character is inspired by that historical character, whose full name is Abdullah Muhammad ibn Malik al-Murri al-Tighnari al-Gharnati. I'm not going to explain the history of the name here, but if you're interested, go check that video out. Anyway, al-Tighnari is based on the area he's from. It basically, or actually it literally means the Tighnarian, and that's why it has al, which is the Arabic term for, or the Arabic meaning for the. Al or il in my accent. Both of these words, both of these terms are basically, or again, literally, the English the. So, the Tighnari is the, so al-Tighnari is the Tighnarian. That's basically it, because he's from a village called Tighnar, so he got it like a nickname because he's from that place. Tighnari's name, it has 3 difficult syllables. I explained them before, but I will explain them again right now. The first one is the Arabic ta, which is like a pressured T, and that's why it's replaced with a T in English, because you guys don't have a letter for this pressured version of it. The second one is Ghain, which is what the GH in the middle of his name are trying to represent. Ghain is like a gargling sound, but you gargle on air. Ghain. So ta and Ghain. And the third one is pretty much everyone knows about it, even if you don't know how to pronounce it. I'm pretty sure you've heard about it before, which is the rolled R. So if you can't roll the R, just pronounce it R. It's okay, which makes his name sound Tighnari, or the character is pronounced Tighnari. So if you can't say Tighnari, just, in my opinion, the closest pronunciation to the original one is Tighnari, making the vowels inside the name fast and short, not Tighnari or Tighnari. No, it's Tighnari. So I'm pretty sure all of you can pronounce Tig. If you can't roll the R, it becomes Tighnari. So that's basically his name. Now I'm going to explain the rest of the names, but just keep that in mind. Al-Haitham. I said before that his name means the baby eagle, but I think I got that wrong. It's an eagle or a hawk. It's a type of eagle or hawk. It could mean a young one or just an ordinary one. That doesn't have to. You don't have to specify an age for it. I think it fits the character himself. I don't know how to explain it, but the fact that he's like an eagle or a hawk, it fits. I think it fits. But anyway, it has Al, which means the, and Haitham. Haitham alone can be used as a name. We even have a singer here called Haitham Shakir. But anyway, Al-Haitham means the eagle or the young eagle or hawk, slash hawk. But yeah, and pretty much all of you pronounce it correctly. Next name is Candace, and there's a bit of a long story behind this name. It seems to be of African origin, specifically the kingdom of Kush, also known as the Kushite Empire, which was an ancient kingdom in Nubia, or we call it Noba. It's an area called Noba. It's in southern Egypt, particularly or specifically in the province of Aswan. Anyway, we call it Noba in Arabic, El-Noba. Anyway, it was centered along the Nile Valley in what is now northern Sudan and southern Egypt. It comes from the title name Qindaqa or Kindaka. I came from the future to apologize for pronouncing it with an E vowel instead of an A, but both of these go as Qindaqa and Kendaka. Like Candace. So sorry about that, because I'm gonna keep doing it again, but I apologize in advance. And yeah, which was the term for the sister of the king of Kush, who, due to succession, would bear the next heir, making her a queen mother. This wasn't the first. This wasn't the only one. I think she was the first one to bear that term or title, but she wasn't the only one, because later there were other queens of that empire or kingdom who bore the same title. And in Arabic, it also says that they are called al-malikat al-muharibat, which in English means the warrior queens. They were leaders of soldiers. They actually, in some points, there are queens mentioned in the article who actually led the kingdom and the army, the military force of the kingdom, in wars. So I think this meaning fits the character in game a little bit, because she seems to be a leader and a warrior. It says also that contemporary Greek and Roman sources treated it incorrectly as a name, and the name Candace is derived from the way the word is used in the New Testament. So apparently it was mentioned in the Bible as well. I think it was also a simplification, because Qindaqa is very difficult to pronounce in English, so it was simplified to Kindaka, and then it became Candace. But anyway, yeah, that's its origin and its meaning. That's where it came from. Collei, I couldn't find a source, a reliable source that explains the meaning of the name, and I couldn't find the origin of the name. If I could at least find the meaning of it, the meaning that Genshin Impact meant for the name to mean, then I will probably find the origin of the name, but I don't think the name is Arabic. I have never heard that name before in my life. It doesn't even my tongue, it doesn't agree with my tongue. Some say it's of Arabic origin, but they don't tell you what the name means, and some say it's of Latin origin. I have no idea. For example, Cyno, I know that it doesn't come from Arabic origin, but it comes from Greek origin, and I think it means dog. Yes, it's based on a Greek word, on the Greek word kion for dog. It's based on the Greek word kion for dog. You could argue canine is close to it as well, but anyway, I think that's pretty accurate because he looks kind of like the Egyptian god Anubis, or as we pronounce it, Anubis. But the original pronunciation is ancient Egyptian, so I'm not sure of how it's pronounced, even though I'm from here, but I don't know. Anyway, it's not an Egyptian name, it's not an Arabic name, it's based on a Greek word to describe something that's close to its origin, which is Egyptian, which is the ancient Egyptian god, Anubis. Okay, now, Dehya. There are two meanings that come to mind, and I think both of them could be correct. The first pronunciation is Dehya. This came from an Arabic origin, an Arabic/Amazigh origin, and Amazigh was a language which existed in northern Africa in areas between Morocco and Algeria. And I believe this language and some of these people still exist to this day. They're the ancestors anyway in that area. But however, it was a name of a queen/priestess who used to rule over a kingdom called Oras. This kingdom existed in Algeria and Morocco. It was in between them. And modern day city called Khonchella or Conchella in Algeria was the capital of her kingdom. She ruled over 35 years. She ruled over the kingdom for about 35 years. There's actually a memorial, there's a statue for her in that city right now. And yeah, so she was a leader, she was a warrior, she was a barbaric warrior, a queen, a priestess, and a leader. And she actually, at one point, she defeated the Roman army, which I find very awesome, to be honest. She fought Arabs, she fought Romans, she fought Byzantinians, if I'm saying that correctly. I'm not gonna look that up either, but anyway. She was fierce, I think the character in-game fits, this name fits the character in-game very well, and the character in-game does a good job of doing all of that fierce warrior thing. I wish she was stronger in-game than she is, man. You know, you did her dirty, but anyway, I don't play the game, and if I were playing the game, I would definitely still pull for Dehya. So yeah, I think this pronunciation fits her. This pronunciation and meaning are fitting for the character in game. However, some characters pronounce her name Dehya. That reminds me of the Arabic name Dehya, which means illumination, or sort of means light. Light in Arabic anyway means nur, but another meaning for the same word is Dehya. And the reason for it to be written the way it's written in English could be because English doesn't have the Arabic letter Dad, which is like a more pressured version of D. to pronounce it, instead of smiling as you pronounce D, you close your mouth a little bit. Dod. Next name is Dori. It's not of Arabic origin, as far as I know. It comes of Hebrew origins. And as it says here, it means gift or generation. The diminutive of the female name Dora. It could also be a male name, meaning my generation. In Arabic, if I would pronounce it in Arabic, because we always roll the R, so I would pronounce it Dori. But anyway, it's not of Arabic origin, so there isn't much to say about it. Moving on. About Faruzan's name, this name sounds familiar to me, but not this version of it. Let me explain this one first. When you make a simple Google search for it, it tells you that it comes of Persian origins, and it tells you the meaning for it. And it comes from two Iranian names. Iran was called Persia back in the day, so that's the same place. Anyway, the name is unisex, sort of, or it has two parts. One of them is Faruzan, which is the feminine version of it, and that means shiny or radiant, and the masculine version is Farzan or Farzan. I have no idea because it's not of Arabic origin, so I don't really know. Anyway, the masculine version means wise. So Faruzan is using the both versions, and anyway. However, Faruzan's name reminds me of the Arabic/Persian name Fairuz. That's because this name is pretty common here. Not right now, like you wouldn't find many girls right now named Fairuz, but back in the day we had a singer named Fairuz. She's 88 years old now. We had actresses named Fairuz, so we are pretty familiar with this name than the previous one. And when I looked up its meaning, I couldn't again find many reliable sources, but Google says that it means victorious or triumphant. That's Fairuz for you, but it doesn't matter anyway because Faruzan is different than Fairuz, and yeah. Just thought I'd mention it. Maybe there's a hidden meaning or something known in MiHoYo and Genshin. Maybe there's something hidden somewhere in there, so yeah. Thought I'd share this. Kaveh. Again, no reliable sources, but it seems to be of Persian origins, so I don't know the correct pronunciation for it. I don't know. It also seems, but I'm not sure, it seems to be a male name, primarily. But anyway, Uncle Google says that it means royal. Kaveh means royal. However, I'm not sure of its origin, and I don't know the original pronunciation because I also have never encountered that name before. So yeah. Alright. Next name, next character, Layla. And there are two potential meanings / pronunciations for this one. The first one, which I think is more fitting for the character, means one night, and it's pronounced Layla in the original Arabic, or in my accent, Layla. My accent, the Egyptian accent, pretty much simplifies everything and makes it even more, I don't know. But anyway, the original is Layla, which ends with a very subtle, very tiny H, Layla. And in my accent, Layla. And I think the pronunciation in game is closer to my accent. And I have noticed that with a lot of names in Genshin, that they tend to be closer to the Egyptian pronunciation than the Arab Gulf, for example. Which is a good thing for me. Anyway, the second meaning, the second pronunciation is Layla. And this one means being drunk on alcohol, or the drunkenness itself, that feeling of being drunk. That is the meaning of it. Layla. But I think Layla is the one that fits the character more because she seems to be very sleepy all the time. So yeah, forgot to say, both names are primarily feminine names. Alright, regarding Nahida's name, I have talked about this before and I was confused about it, but now I think I get it. It has there are two potential pronunciations for the name. There's Nahida or Nahida. The one that fits the character in game is the second pronunciation, Nahida. The reason for that is because of the meaning. Nahida means the rising one. It comes from Nahad, which means have risen, or Nuhud or Nahda, which means rising. So Nahida being like this young Archon, the new Archon, I think it fits the character more than the other meaning, especially the other meaning. I'm not even sure if I should explain it because it has something to do with girls' breasts. So maybe I shouldn't explain exactly what it means because anyway it doesn't fit the character. Also, the VA, the English VA for the main character pronounces the name very close to the Nahida pronunciation. I believe she pronounces it Nahida or Nahida, like as if she's trying to pronounce it Nahida, but the Arabic syllable dad is just like standing in the way because it doesn't exist in English. However, I believe, based on the meanings I just told you, and so you will be the judge here too, but I believe that this meaning is the right one. The other one means like, maybe I should just say the name for context here, but it means a girl whose breasts are like firm and full and upright. They're still pointing up. Anyway, that's what it's talking about, that's what it means. And it comes from the word Nahd, which means a breast. However, again, it seems to be close to, anyway, the Arabic word for Nahda, which is, rising. So it's sort of trying to imply the same meaning, but for breasts. So yeah, I think the most accurate meaning here and the most accurate pronunciation is Nahida. So yeah, well, that was difficult to explain. But anyway, let's go to the next name. Nilou. I couldn't find a reliable source for the meaning of the name, as it is with most of the Arabic origin names or Persian names. However, it seems to be of Persian origin. It's a feminine name, mostly at least, and it means water lily or the lotus flower, I think because I'm not sure, and the pronunciation is anyway of Persian origin, so I'm not even sure how to pronounce it, and I can't speak Persian. I'm from Egypt. Alright, I already talked about Tighnari, so that makes the next name Wanderer, which is an adjective and it's of English origin, so you're already pronouncing it correctly. But anyway, if for funsies here, I would pronounce it in Arabic, it would be Wanderer. Wanderer. So I think that's it for the playable characters in Sumeru. This is my analysis of their names to the best of my ability anyway. Yeah.